What is the snobbiest, most entitled thing you had ever witnessed from another person? A couple of years ago I had a study group go in for a college course. We were usually together for a good 3 or 4 hours. So it was pretty common for someone to volunteer to go get food for everyone. And since they were the person getting us food, we would all kick in a little extra so that the person getting the food didn't have to pay for theirs. Colloquially, if you fly, I'll buy. So one day one of the girls in the group announces she's going to Dunkin' Donuts about an hour into the study session. I look up and say, "Ew, I'll buy if you fly." And she looks at me like I've grown an extra appendage and scoffs, in this really disgusted tone. I don't bring food to other people, servants do that. Keep in mind, we'd all been doing this for each other for weeks now. She knew it was a thing. I was completely floored. I went to a state fair one time a few years ago and saw this young mom and her young son looked to be around 4 to 6. He had a stuffed animal that looked pretty worn out, so you could tell that the son had it for a while now. Another mom and son walked up and were about to get on the same ride that the first mom and son were getting on, but places his stuffed animal on a bench so he can go and grab something from one of the stands, and the other beau goes and takes it. Both moms saw it, and the mother of the beau who the stuffed animal goes to try to take it back for her son. Entitled mom yells at her saying stuff like, "If he found it, he should keep it and your son shouldn't have been so careless." I'm disgusted at this point. The mom says to the entitled mother that her son had that stuffed animal his entire life, it belongs to him. Entitled mom says, "You can just get another from one of the stands. It's not a big deal." The beau who the stuffed animal belongs to sees the other beau misusing his stuffed animal, throwing it up in the air, letting it drop, etc., and starts to burst out into tears. Not like an entitled child crying, that as if his heart was just completely broken. He wasn't screaming, crying, just a small sob. This was my breaking point. While the entitled mom wasn't looking, I told her child, "You should give this back." I took the stuffed animal, not by force of course, and I dusted it off, then gave it back to its rightful owner. Entitled mom sees me give it back to him and starts screaming at me, saying I abused her child and she would be pressing charges. I distract her long enough for the other mom to realize this was her time to escape. After seeing that the family had gotten far enough away from sight, I just simply left my and the entitled mother's conversation while she was talking to. I am the stuffed animal vigilante now.